This is a quick video on how you can use the Open API in Red Astro to get astrological data into your app. For instance, today we will build a JS app to get the data. So let's say I want to get the sign of the first house, the ascendant house, right? How do I do this in the API? So I head over to redastro.org, I go to API Builder, and it's really easy. Okay, so first of all, you just choose the time. So I'm going to do it for now. It's set for 00. That's fine. Place, let's say, so I just type in the name of the place. Let's say London, and right now. So once it's it says /UK, means the time has been set properly. Just a little state or time that you can set. Anyway, then I choose house. There's a lot of options here. You can choose one by one, but let's do it house, and choose a name. So let's say house 1, and there's a lot of properties here. That's really nice. So all you gotta do, and let's take a look what's here. So there's a lot of data points for houses, for a house that you can get. So for instance, this would give us what we wanted, the sign of the house. But I want to see also what all the other data points are. So I'm just going to choose all. Okay, just to have a look. Once I've decided what I want, then I can specifically choose the one that I want. Let's just say all for now. Click generate. We have liftoff. Alright, so it's already loaded, and then here's the URL, right? So all I gotta do is I can copy this and paste in the app, but let's just click test call and just see what the data looks like. This will open up the API URL API in a new tab, and let's see what that is and make a call. Okay, so this is the raw data that comes in. So how do I use this in an app, in a JS app? And it's really simple. We just copy the URL, right? Just copy the URL, and we can just make a quick simple HTML JS app, and in here you can see that. Okay, so this is a simple HTML web index page, right? It's a simple page, and all it has is it has a table on it, and we're gonna fetch the data from the API and then display in the table. Okay, very simple. And then there's a button up here that will start the process. The code is extremely simple as well. This is just the button code, right? It just connects the button to the logic. Now it's just a simple fetch, and here's the URL. So let's paste it in. Let's paste the same URL back. I guess it should be the same. All right, yeah. So it's really that simple. It just basically makes a GET request to this URL with this location, this name, at this time for house and house 1. So it's otherwise your planet, it'd be sun or something like that for house 1. So you can change this right here to house 2, house 3, or for instance you can even go, I think it depends on it if it is, but it depends on the API. You can regenerate and see. You can even choose all. The call will be slower, and if you don't need all, then you don't necessarily need to do it all. Let's just put house 1. Okay, so it just makes a simple call. It takes the response. Once you get the data, display the data received in HTML table. So yeah, this is just simple basic HTML code, JS code that makes a table. That's all, because you see the table up here doesn't have anything much in it, right? So then it populates data. That's all. Okay, so it's quite basic. It takes the payload. Notice this. It takes the payload because when we have the data, let's just have a quick look. We have something called the status, which has to be passed. It means everything went fine. And then we have payload, and then inside payload we have alphabetically sorted names of the data points. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. So yeah, as you can see, you're getting the payload and then the key. This key is basically the name of the data point in the API. Alright, okay, so let's just quickly run the code. It's quite simple. Let's open this up. So this file, right, this Red Astro API demo.html, if you want a file, just head over to the repo and you will find it there. Of course, it should be there. So if you go to source code, you scroll down, there we go. This is the file, so you can use that to modify the demo and see what you can get. Don't forget to like the repo as well. You wanna grow the stars a little bit. Yeah, okay, let's open this file and then see how it looks like. So this is the raw call. Notice this is directly to the API, and now what we're gonna do now is just quickly recap. We're gonna make a GET request to this URL via JavaScript and then print it out in a HTML page. This can be in any language. We just give an example that we can do this in JavaScript. So here's the file, right? I have the repo opened up on my desktop. Like I said, a full copy of the repo, and there we go. We have the file. All right, it's been loaded. So there's the button. There's nothing yet, and I'm going to click Get Data from API. Before we do that, let's just hit F12, and yeah, this will bring up. So we have a quick network view. It shows what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to click. Before we do that, let's quickly pin this up. Otherwise, it'll disappear. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to click Get Data from API. So this is going to run the code, and let's see, it's going to run this code right there. Okay. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so you see it made a fetch request. There we go. It made a fetch request to the API. It took 1.66 seconds because we had so many data points. This time will be shorter and shorter until you get milliseconds depending on the data. So if you just want a particular data, then you just get one little one. Then the time that is spent in the data will be to get the fetch request will be much faster. Okay, so here it is. So this is so this is a HTML table, and we just printed the data from the API. So you can do a lot of things with this. It's a simple example of what's possible. And so there's the house sign, the first house, the ascendant sign, and we even have the constellation right there. This is the constellation name, and this is a quarter inside the constellation. There's a lot of data points to be adding in, so stay tuned. Make sure you get the latest copy of Red Astro. How do you make sure you get the latest copy? Is to head over to the website, and you make sure at the bottom that you have the latest version. So you come with the website, and you gotta check your version number right here, right? And that's 1404. Right now, as of this version, we have the latest version features that I just showed you. And if you don't have the latest version, it's really simple. All you gotta do is just click Control-Shift-R, and that'll do a hard refresh. That'll get you the latest versions. You just do that once or twice, so press the refresh button multiple times. You should get something working. Alright, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.